Stay tuned because we're going to be designing 4 pair of earrings. Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo, and today is another design with me. So I have an inspiration today, and it comes from SJ Designs Jewelry, and I'll show you the picture in a little bit, but let me just read to you about what she says about the inspiration. I took this picture from a moving car in England, a field with a bunch of wild poppies. I like the blur and the pop of the color here. Good luck. And you know, I really like the blur too. Let me see if I can pull this up for you. Isn't this pretty? I'll post this picture at the end of this video so you can get a better look at it. But what we have here, we have some trees, green. We got this green field and these very bright poppies. These colors actually reminded me of the Bead Box Bargain in October of 2020 that we just got. So I was able to pull a few of those beads out, including these. Remember these leaves that I used? I'm planning on using these in this piece too. So these beads I would like to use also. I got these when we were in Puerto Rico several years ago, and I've been saving them. They have the color of the poppies, and then the dark in the background, you saw the dark trees, the green in there, and there were kind of some darker shadows. I thought these will be perfect to reflect that. Then look at these. Aren't these pretty? I can't remember where I got these. These may have come from a Bead Box Bargain a long time ago. But I think I'm going to do earrings. When I got these out, I'm like, I think I'm just going to make a bunch of earrings. So I have some copper and silver bead caps. I've got these little floral discs I might use. And some crackle agate. And then I've got some green glass beads. And then I have some of these, they look like poppy colored glass beads. All right, so let us start creating. Okay, for this first pair of earrings, I pulled out these little glass beads. And I tried to get them to be as close as possible. In fact, these probably look better. They're not going to be exactly the same because they are handmade. But whenever you get any handmade stuff, you just need to kind of go through and pick out the ones that look closest alike. So I have these. Let's see, what could we do? We can maybe hang these at the bottom. And then these at the top. Notice these have a little gold leafing in them. I actually really would like to use copper, but the gold leafing there, I need to tie that in somehow. So, and I usually like to mix my metals, so I'm going to use these very soft golden beads with them too, probably in between. The first thing I want to do is to go ahead and make these little drops here. I could put them all together. Let me show you. Like so. And they look okay. But I want the leaf to dangle more. I want more movement. So I'm going to put this on a separate head pin. So I just got a copper head pin. And then I'm just making the loop. And And then the next thing I need to do is I need to I think I'm going to make these all separate. It'll give it a lot of movement that way. Let's see if this is going to fit. It's not quite big enough to make the 2 loops, but there may be another bead somewhere along the line that I could use that. So I'm just going to set that aside. All right, so I found some wire here that I'm going to use for this bead. And I tried to put these little tiny beads on here, but they're not going to fit. So we won't be using those, even though I really wanted to, but that's okay. Probably what I should have done is put one on the top there, but this will be fine. So I need to go ahead and make a loop here. Trim this little booger off. All right, so what I did is I took that wire and I put 2 loops on each end. And then I'm just going to add this leaf to the bottom. So we'll have a little bit of a dangle and some more movement. I like that movement. Now we're going to make this guy have some movement too. And remember I had this little piece? He'll be perfect. And I may go ahead and flank him with some gold beads. I think they'll fit. Let me go ahead and make some loops here and get him going. All right, I got this all finished. It's a pretty long piece, but I think I like it better than this. But I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not for sure I'm a fan with this. I'm going to try something else with this one. I know I don't like this one because I don't like the movement. All right, I've got these done, and you notice I didn't use these beads, and you also notice I didn't use but just the little beads down here because these holes, the holes in these beads were too big and the beads were going inside them. So I had to move up to this size of a bead. Sometimes when you're working on stuff, you have a lot of trial and error. But I love the movement of these. I like that the bottom dangles, and so you got quite a bit of movement, and they're not too big. What I had before was just too big, I think. But I also have to show you, I don't know if you can see this, but these things get tangled up a lot, and I'm not really for sure how this happened, but the wire went inside the bead there. So it looks like I'm going to have to throw those away. Ugh. Anyway, let's move on to the next pair of earrings. For this next pair of earrings, I want to use the leaf again and this crackle agate and some copper tone bead caps. But again, I've got the gold in the leaf here, so I want to use these gold beads. Now, I noticed these gold beads are teeny itty bitty, and I'm having a hard time finding enough to fit on these copper head pins. So I have to dig around, but this is what it's going to look like. I really like the look of these. And these are pretty fun to make and very quick to make. So let me go ahead and finish this up and put them on some copper wires and see if I can find the enough beads to go on the next earring here. All right, I got these all finished. I love the way these turned out. These are not as big as the other ones, but they still make a statement. All right, so I want to make 2 more pair of earrings. We've got these made. And so this pair right here, I've got some bead caps, some little green crystals, some tiny little silver seed beads, and then I've got these poppy colored agates, and they're actually faceted. And then these kind of dark, they're very dark, dark green agates. So basically what I'm going to do with these, I'm going to put, it's going to be all silver tone. So we're going to use silver tone stick pins. I've got the seed bead, and then we're going to use bead caps. I think bead caps make a piece look really, really nice. And then we'll put the crystal on. Whoop, sorry, back up. We'll put another silver bead. And then we'll put the crystal on. Then another little silver seed bead. Then we got a bead cap. And then we got the poppy colored bead. And another bead cap. And we end with a little silver tone seed bead. Aren't those pretty? And everything's faceted. Very much looks like that picture. You got the poppy, the bright green of the grass, and the dark green of the trees and the shadows. So I'll need to finish the other one. But let me show you what I'm going to do with these. So I have the leaves again, and I'm using little gold tone seed beads, silver tone head pins, and between each bead I like to put those little seed beads. And then we're going to use bead caps and the little poppy colored beads. End with a bead cap, top with a gold tone seed bead. So that will be the last pair of earrings. Well, let me get these all strung up, and then I'll come back and take you on one last tour of these earrings. So we got 4 pair of earrings here. I really like the way these turned out, and I will probably be listing them onto my Etsy shop within the next day or so. But just let me refresh everyone's memory of what we did. We started out with these, and I used these glass kind of poppy rusty colored beads. They had bigger holes in them, so I had to use bigger spacer beads because the little tiny ones were going inside the hole. And for more movement, I just took these they're green leaves. They have a gold striping in them, and added them to the bottom with a separate component. So we have all this dangle, and we have two-tone, gold tone, and copper. And these are going to be really fun. I would classify these as a statement piece. And you know, today with COVID and all of us meeting on Zoom and all, we're looking for more statement pieces of jewelry to wear, and these would be perfect. Now the next piece we made are these, and they're a little bit smaller, but they still make a statement. I used the again, poppy colored crackle agate, and then the leaves here with a little gold tone in it. And I used, we have gold tone tiny little seed beads. I used the copper bead caps, and I put them on copper ear wires. And these are really pretty. Let's move on. I'll do these first. I used mostly, in fact, all silver tone. I used green and the poppy color. We have a faceted agate and then glass crystals there, and I used silver tone bead caps. These particular faceted beads, you got the poppy, the flower color there, and then the darker green, and then the lighter green from the grass in the prairie. And then last but not least were these little leaf earrings. They're smaller in scale, but they still make quite the statement. Again, I used that green leaf, and because it has a gold in it, I used gold little seed beads, and I used silver tone bead caps. And there are the earrings we made for this month, November 2020 honeydew list. I'll put a link to her blog so you can go over there and check out what other people have done and what she's done. I believe she posts around the 26th of the month. So anyway, I'm going to let y'all go now. Thanks for joining me. I enjoy these. I hope you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. But most of all, y'all have a wonderful day. This is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo signing out for now. Bye-bye.